Hello friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny and today we're here to talk about my Bucket List-athon TBR and some other details. First, if you guys have not heard of Bucket List-athon, it is a month-long readathon that I'm hosting in the month of November. I will link the original video for you, the announcement video that has all the prompts and all the information that you need up above in the cards as well as in the description down below. So check that out if you would like to know about Bucket List-athon. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I'm going to be meeting the prompts for this, or at least how I hope to be meeting the prompts for this readathon, as well as some information about reading sprints and things that you can join in on throughout the month. First, I will overlay the schedule for reading sprints for this month. So I am hosting reading sprints on my channel all 4 Mondays in November, as well as 2 Saturdays and at various times. So hopefully we hit all of the time zones. I know that the Monday times are kind of hard for people in the UK and surrounding zones to hit. So hopefully those Saturday days will give you guys a chance that you can join as well. If you're not interested in reading sprints, remember we are also posting on Instagram using the hashtag Bucket List-athon 2023. So I will love to follow along with your guys' progress on Instagram if you guys would like to participate that way. I have a lot of guests that are coming on for the sprints as well that I'm really excited about. I will leave the schedule down in the description so you guys know who's planning on being there when. This is subject to change because people's schedules change a month out. So I will keep you guys updated throughout the month as well. The first reading sprints that we will be hosting will be on November 4th, which is on a Saturday. It is going to be 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time. And so hopefully that will give those of you who are in the time zones where you are sleeping a lot of the time in my evenings a chance to join on the first weekend of November and we can start off Bucket List-athon with a bang. So the guests that I'm going to have on that Saturday, I'm going to have Lotta from Lotta's Nook. I'm going to have Leandra from Leandra, the TBR Zero. I'm also maybe going to have Nala from Here There Be Stories and potentially also Stevie from Stevie Reads. So I'm really excited about these reading sprints. I think they're going to be a lot of fun and hopefully they will be productive as well. So don't feel like if you don't want to participate in the readathon that you cannot join in the reading sprints. You can always just come and hang out with us as well. Okay, on to how I am going to achieve Bucket List-athon. So if you've watched the announcement video, you know that there are 2 lists for Bucket List-athon. You have the easy mode and then the hard mode. And so I am going to be attempting to obtain all 10 hard modes. And so I'm going to scoot over a little bit here and put the hard load list up. And I'm going to go through the books that I plan on reading if I know them. There are some of these that I will not know until November. But yeah, it's going to be challenging, but that's my goal, is to reach all of the hard modes. So the first being 3 physical TBR books. This will be taken care of by some of the other prompts. And so I'm going to skip over this for right now, but any book I hold up physically, I own physically. And so those will all be part of my physical TBR. And it's way more than 3 books, which I'm excited about, but it's also a little intimidating because a lot of the books I own are quite chunky and they don't have audiobooks, a lot of them. So we'll see. Prompt number 2 is to complete a series, and at the very, very beginning of the month, I will be completing the Broken Earth trilogy with Leandra from Leandra, the TBR Zero. So yes, we have actually buddy read the entire Broken Earth trilogy together, and so we're going to be finishing that up in the month of November, and so this will definitely be a checkbox that I can mark off because I will be completing this probably the first week of November would be my guess. Prompt number 3 is read 2 new releases. So I do plan on also reading the Goodreads Choice Awards nominees, which is prompt number 8. And those are going to be new releases this year. And so I'm probably going to count those as both of those check marks because remember this readathon you can double dip. And so you can mark off multiple check boxes with the same book. So that's probably where my new releases are going to come from, but I do have some that I'm going to talk about with my yearly goal that would also fit this prompt. Prompt number 4 is to buddy read with someone new, and this month I am really, really excited to be reading Yumi and the Nightmare Painter with Stevie from @StevieReads. I'm really excited about this. Not only do I get to buddy read with a new friend, but I also get to read one of the secret projects of this year, and one that I've heard such good things about. So I'm very, very excited about this book. Prompt number 5 is to vlog your readathon experience, and I am going to be counting the reading sprints as my vlogging experience. I thought that was fair, and I'm the one that makes the rules, so that's what we're gonna go with. Prompt number 6 is read from an author that you've disliked. So for this, I will be reading from Adeline Grace. I know that Belladonna is beloved by a lot of people, including Stevie Reads, but it was not my favorite book. I rated it 1 star. I did not enjoy it, and not because I didn't like the writing, I did not like the romance that was involved in that book, which I'm not going to get into. But so I wanted to read more by this author, and Nala from Here There Be Stories has recommended all the stars and teeth. And so I will be reading this by Adeline Grace and giving that author a second chance in the month of November. Prompt number 7 is read an intimidating read. And this is another one that could count for new releases. It can also count for my physical TBR, and that will be the Labyrinth's Heart. So this is intimidating, not only because it's chunky, all of this series has been chunky. This is 630 pages. It's also very dense fantasy. So the other two are sitting over here, Mask of Mirrors and what's the second one called? The Liar's Knot. And I've really enjoyed them, but they do take me a while to get into. Because of the fact that they're so dense, the magic system in this is very intricate. It has a glossary in the back because there are so many pieces of vocab that you need to know about the magic system and the world at hand. And yeah, so I am intimidated by this. I know I'm gonna love it. I've loved the first two. I think I can't remember if Mask of Mirrors was 5 stars or if it was 4.5, but Liar's Knot was definitely 5. It was one of my favorite books of last year, and so I am excited to get to this finally. This will also be another series completed, and remember, in this readathon, you can count checkboxes more than once. So hopefully at the end of the readathon, I will have more than 10 marked off, because this one will at least count for 2. Prompt number 8 is to read 5 Goodreads nominees. I don't have the Goodreads list yet. I wish that I did. I wish I was on like the whatever list of people that got that early, but I am not. And so all I have are my predictions to go off of. So I have gone onto my Libby app and my library and reserved some of the books that I predict will be on the lists. But I don't know what they will be. So I can't tell you what I'll be reading yet, but I'll be reading some of the Goodreads Choice Awards nominees. Prompt number 9 is to reach out to a Booktube newbie. And so one of the things I thought about doing on this, I not only am going to try and be more intentional about seeking out people who are new to Booktube, but also leaving comments on their channels, but I thought I would, for the month of November, for at least 1 video per week. I don't know if it'll be my Tuesday video or my Saturday video that goes up. I'm gonna try and highlight a Booktube newbie on my channel, and so that will be part of just like my monthly regiment. I will pick out a YouTuber that I've been watching their videos and talk about their channel on my channel, so hopefully spread the love a little bit. And prompt number 10 is the one that's going to give me the most trouble. I looked back at a lot of my yearly goals that I made in one of my very first videos of this year, and I've met a lot of my yearly goals, which is fantastic, but unfortunately it leaves the pretty challenging goals for me to complete this month. So this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to meet it. I'm going to try my hardest, but the 2 goals that I kind of have to choose from this are my 2023 and 2023. I currently have 5 books left on this list, which seems doable. However, one of those books is Brandon Sanderson's The Last Medal, or The Lost Medal, which is book number 8 in the Mistborn era 2. which it's Era 1 and Era 2, but how I got the 8 number. I'm pretty sure it's the 8th book, because there's 3 in the first. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's only the 7th. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, you have 3 in the first Mistborn trilogy, and then you have Era 2 as well. And I was planning on doing my Mistborn reread this year, but I've only gotten through book 1, and so I'm probably not going to get to the last book and I could potentially just read. I think I only have the last book and then the book prior to that I have to read. I've read all of the other ones, but I really want to reread it to experience the books to the best of my ability, because it's been a while since I've read them. And yeah, I just don't see myself doing that. So that leaves my series goal, which is to finish as many series as I start. And I did some digging recently, and I also rewatched my goals video. I originally had stated that if I was caught up on a series, that would count as being not completed, but like if I can catch up or finish as many series as I start. So currently I have started 25 series in 2023. And I have finished, like actually finished all of them, 12. And I have caught up on 13. But I think the 13 and 20, even though that adds up to 25, so it seems like I've already met that goal, I think it's a little cheaty because some of that 13 are series that I started this year. So I started them and I'm caught up on them because they started this year. And I just don't think I should count those. I think they should count against me because they are series that I've started, but they should not count on the like caught up because they just started. So maybe I'm being hard on myself, but that's kind of where I'm at. And so I think this is the goal that I'm going to try and accomplish. And yes, I could technically ruin it all by starting more series in December, but I'm going to try and get as caught up as I possibly can in the month of November. So with that said, I will already have 2 series with the books that I've talked about so far. So I have The Labyrinth's Heart, which will complete a trilogy, and then I have The Stone Sky, which I don't think I ever said the name of that, but that's the 3rd book in the Broken Earth trilogy. And so I will already have 2 series that I'm ending, or that I'm finishing. And then also on my physical TBR, I have the 2nd book in Engines of Empire. So this is Engines of Chaos. This is the Age of Uprising series. And I believe there is still going to be a trilogy, or maybe more than a trilogy for this series. But if I read this one, I would feel better about counting this series as being caught up because I started the 1st book, but I also finished the 2nd book this year potentially. And so I could then count this towards like the series that I've finished, or not finished, but like completed or caught up to this year. So that's another one I could do. I also have in my physical TBR Capture the Sun, which is the 3rd and final book in the Starlight Shadow series. Leander and I were just talking about this on Sprints the other day. And it's weird that these books do not have like the series title on them anywhere. But it is a series that we've been reading, or that we didn't read it together, but like we have talked about it as we've read these books. And so they've been really fun. And so I have the last one that I could finish that series. Also on my physical TBR, I have the last book in the Winnowing Flame trilogy as well. And so I could potentially finish this series too. And those would all be from my physical TBR. And then outside of my physical TBR, I also could finish, I have 1 book left in the Parasol Protectorate. However, I think that the hold list was super long, so I don't know if that's one I'm going to be able to accomplish in November. And then I also have the Sisters of Salt series. The 2nd book came out this year. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll put it up on the screen. This book I will read in November, and so I'll be caught up on that. And then I also have Silver in the Woods, the 2nd book. I don't know that that's considered a series because they're very, very short books, but I do think that they go together. And so that would be another series that I could complete. So I have more series than that I can do, but those are the ones that I have like I have the majority of the series read, or I only have one book left if it's like a duology, something like that. So those are kind of what I'm thinking for that. So those are my plans for November. It's very intense, and oh, I forgot one more book. I also have Vita Nostra on my physical TBR, and this is not part of a series. I don't think it's part of a series. No, it's just part of my physical TBR, and I've been wanting to read it for a while, and so this will probably be another book that I read towards that prompt number 1, the reading 3 books on your physical TBR, because this has been on my TBR for a long time. So with that, just on my physical TBR, oh my goodness. See if I can do this without making a mess. I can barely get them all on frame. This is insane. So yeah, this is what I'll be doing in the month of November. I'll be having fun because I'm excited about all of these reads, and I am almost 100% positive that most of them will be 5 stars, if not 4 stars. Those are extreme words right there, but that's kind of what I'm thinking for this stack. But yeah. So what will you be doing in the month of November? Are you guys going to join me for Bucket List-athon? If you do, leave some of your TBR in the comments down below. I would love to know what your plans are for the month. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in a little bit. Bye.